Hello everyone. Hope you all are fine and safe at home. Okay, so today we will discuss our next chapter of social science, that is fifth chapter, rivers of India. Okay, so beta in this class we will read about only India. Our first chapter was landforms in India, then soils of India, then our culture and heritage and a forest of India. So we have talked about them. Now today we will talk about the rivers of India. Okay, so rivers of India, better firstly we will talk about that what are rivers. Rivers are natural water bodies that flow over large distances to the sea. These are natural water bodies ना. Rivers को ऐसे थोड़ा ही ना कि किसी ने जाके बनाया है या कुछ ऐसा. No, these are naturally present. These are natural water bodies that flow over large distances, okay, of often crossing countries to the sea. So these are the natural water bodies that flow over large distances. They cover a very large distance and at last they drains into the sea. Okay, so rivers also support a large number of people by providing water for drinking, cleaning, agriculture, transport, industry and for producing electricity. So there are so many uses of river water that a large number of people use the river water for drinking, for cleaning. They can clean their utensils in the river water. They can wash their clothes in the river water. Okay, they also use the river water for irrigation. They irrigate their fields with the help of river water. Okay, they also use the river water as a transport, and they also use river water for their industries. That industries take river water for various purposes, and they also use river water for producing electricity. So there are so many uses of river water. Okay, now beta I want to tell you one more thing, that there are two sources of rivers. देर आर टू सोर्सेज ऑफ रिवर्स मीन्स कि जो रिवर्स में वाटर है वो कहाँ कहाँ से आता है. देर आर टू सोर्सेज ऑफ रिवर वाटर, दैट इज़ वन इज़ ग्लेशियर्स. इधर इट कैन बी ग्लेशियर्स और इट कैन बी रेन वाटर. ओके, इधर इट कैन बी glaciers or it can be rain water. Okay, so today we will learn about the rivers that get their water from the glaciers, Vetta. Okay, there are two sources. I already told you that there are two sources of river water. Either it can be glaciers or it can be rain water, but today we will talk about only the rivers that get their water from the glaciers. Okay, so in India has two river systems, the Himalayan river system and the peninsular river system. Okay, but today we will read about, in this video we will read about the Himalayan river system. In the Himalayan river system, the rivers get their water from the glaciers. Okay, so in this video we will read about Himalayan river systems. So let's start with the Himalayan river system. Himalayan rivers originate from the glaciers in the Himalayan mountains. Okay, जो बेटा Himalayan mountains में glaciers present हैं, तो हिमालयन रिवर्स वहाँ से ओरिजिनेट होती हैं. ओके, हिमालयन रिवर्स ओरिजिनेट फ्रॉम द ग्लेशियर्स इन द हिमालयन माउंटेन्स, एंड दीज ग्लेशियर्स आर अ स्टोर हाउस ऑफ फ्रेश वाटर. These are a storehouse of fresh water, and the slow melting of these glaciers provide water to the rivers throughout the year. Better, throughout the year these rivers have water. Throughout the years these rivers have water. They never get dried up because the slow melting of glaciers. Slow melting की धीरे धीरे glacier जो melt होते हैं, and then the ice gets converted into water, and so these slow melting of glaciers provide water to the rivers. That's why throughout the year they get water. So throughout the year these rivers have water in them, and as the rivers carry water throughout the year they are called perennial rivers. Okay, throughout the year थ्रू आउट द ईयर, कि पूरे साल इनमें पानी होता है. दे नेवर गेट ड्राइड अप, वो कभी भी ड्राई नहीं होती. वाई दे नेवर गेट ड्राइड अप? बिकॉज द ग्लेशियर्स प्रोवाइड दैम वाटर थ्रू आउट द ईयर. पूरे साल ग्लेशियर्स उनको पानी प्रोवाइड करते हैं. ओके, सो द रिवर्स, दोज रिवर्स दैट कैरी वाटर थ्रू आउट द ईयर, पूरे साल जिनमें बेटा पानी रहता है, उन रिवर्स को हम क्या बोलते हैं? पेरिनियल रिवर्स. पेरिनियल रिवर्स. ओके, समटाइम्स हैवी रेन्स इन द हिमालयन रीजन कॉज फ्लड्स. कहते कई बार जो ड्यू टू हैवी रेन्स इन द हिमालयन रीजन, ठीक है, देन द रिवर वाटर गेट्स ओवरफ्लो, वो ओवरफ्लो हो जाता है एंड दैट कॉजेज फ्लड्स. सो समटाइम्स ड्यू टू द हैवी रेन्स इन दोज एरियाज, सो रिवर वाटर causes floods in those areas. Okay, now the Himalayan river system consists of 3 rivers. Now the Himalayan river systems consist of 3 rivers beta. Now we will talk about that कौन सी rivers हैं, which rivers are there in under the Himalayan river system that originate from the glaciers. ये तो हमने रीड कर लिया कि हिमालयन रिवर सिस्टम में जो रिवर्स हैं वो ग्लेशियर्स से ओरिजिनेट होती हैं, है ना. सो but now we will talk about the names of those rivers. Now we will talk about the names of those rivers, that which rivers originates from the glaciers. So under the Himalayan river system we have 3 rivers. First is Ganga, second is the Indus, third one is the Brahmaputra. Okay, so now we will talk about these 3 rivers under the Himalayan river system one by one. Okay, so firstly we will start with the Ganga. So firstly we will talk about the Ganga. Okay, so the Ganga is the longest river of India. बेटा इंडिया में जितनी भी रिवर्स हैं, ठीक है, उनमें से जो गंगा है, द गंगा इज़ द लॉन्गेस्ट रिवर, सबसे लॉन्गेस्ट रिवर है. These are the longest river of India. Now we will talk about that from where the river Ganga originates. Okay, कि कहाँ से ये originate होती है बेटा. The river originates at गोमुख और गंगोत्री glacier in the Himalayas. बेटा हिमालय में जो एक ग्लेशियर है, द नेम ऑफ द ग्लेशियर इज गोमुख और गंगोत्री. ओके, सो इट ओरिजिनेट्स फ्रॉम द गोमुख और गंगोत्री ग्लेशियर. It flows eastward through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. Now we will talk about the path. ठीक है, the path of Ganga, that from which states it flows through. So it flows through eastwards. ठीक है, ये eastward की तरफ flow करती है बेटा, towards the east through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. After flowing through these regions, then it enters our neighboring country beta. Then it enters our neighboring country, that is Bangladesh, and finally reaches the Bay of Bengal. ठीक है, after entering our neighboring country, that is Bangladesh, then it finally drains, or you can say it finally reaches the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so this is the path of the river Ganga beta. ओके, इट ओरिजिनेट्स फ्रॉम द हिमालयाज, वहाँ से ओरिजिनेट होती है फ्रॉम द गंगोत्री ग्लेशियर. देन इट पासिस थ्रू, इट फ्लोज ईस्टवर्ड की तरफ फ्लो करती है. देन इट पासिस थ्रू सो मैनी रीजन्स, एंड आफ्टर पासिंग थ्रू दीज रीजन्स देन इट एंटर्स टू द बांग्लादेश, एंड देन फाइनली इट ड्रेन्स इन टू बे ऑफ बंगाल. इट कवर्स अ लार्ज डिस्टेंस ऑफ 25 किलोमीटर्स बिफोर ड्रेनिंग इनटू द बे ऑफ बंगाल. बेटा जो टोटल डिस्टेंस है, इट कवर्स अ लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस. ठीक है, दिस इज टू मच लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस ना. सो टोटल डिस्टेंस कवर्ड बाय द रिवर गंगा, दैट इज 2500 kilometers. ओके, नाउ Yamuna, Gandak and Kosi are the tributaries of Ganga. So these are the small rivers beta that merge with Ganga river. Okay, so these are the rivers that merge with the river Ganga. Okay, Yamuna, Gandak and Kosi, these are the tributaries of Ganga. Now I will show you with my camera also. Just wait. Yes everyone, you can see here the path of river Ganga. Here Yes, see here everyone, this is a river Ganga. Okay, it flows towards eastward. This is our east na, north, south, west and east. ठीक है, so it flows eastward. East की तरफ जा रही है बेटा ये, and then it enters, or you can say it flows through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh. This is Uttarakhand बेटा, it flows through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh है ना, now Bihar and then West Bengal. After passing through these regions, then it enters to Bangladesh. Here you can see our Bangladesh. Okay, then after reaching the Bangladesh, then it drains into Bay of Bengal. This side we have our Bay of Bengal, then it finally drains into Bay of Bengal. So this is the path of river Ganga. Okay, now you all understand about this na beta. Yes, now next is the beta, the Ganga brings rich nutrients with its water and deposits them in the Gangetic plain. Okay, so jo the river, the water of Ganga, it brings nutrients and then deposits them in the Gangetic plains. Okay, so therefore due to those nutrients, the Gangetic plains are highly fertile region, they are very fertile. So due to that fertile region, so many kinds of crops we can grow over there. Okay, because the Gangetic plains are highly fertile regions due to the nutrients that get deposited by the water of river Ganga. Okay, now next is the river water is used for irrigation irrigating the crops such as wheat, rice, sugarcane, potatoes, etc. And this river water people also use to irrigate their fields, or you can say irrigate their crops. And which crops they get irrigated by the river water? That is wheat, rice, sugarcane and potatoes. For this reason, the Gangetic plain is the breadbasket of India. So that's why Gangetic plains are the breadbasket of India. Okay, so this was the first river beta. This was the first river that we have studied under the Himalayan river system. Okay, now in next video we will talk about the Indus river. We will talk about the Indus river in the next video. Okay, please hope you all understand about the river Ganga. Please read this topic at home, and this is also very interesting because we get to know about our river systems, about our rivers of, or you can say rivers of India. Okay everyone, so till then bye bye. In next video we will start with the Indus. Okay beta, bye everyone.